Welcome to Hendy Creek. I'm Kyle, sharing my renewed passion for music after 40, and today I've got a 5-minute review of Noah Kahan's album, Stick Season. Noah Kahan is the subject of my current artist deep dive, where I'm listening through his entire discography and sharing that experience here with you. Stick Season is the first album for me in this deep dive, and if you want to see my full reaction to the entire thing, including the deluxe versions of it, you can find that over on my Patreon. The links are down in the description, but for now, let's put 5 minutes on the clock and I'll tell you what I thought of it. Stick Season's a vibe. It's a dreary, overcast fall day, and that's what hooked me. It's the musical representation of that transition from the nice, warm, sunny summer to the cold, harsh, and dark winter. And it's an exploration of those times of transition in our own lives. It's about the shift from childhood to adulthood and the realization that life is a struggle, it's a battle. It's also about coming to terms with the fact that life may not have any inherent meaning, and finding that meaning for ourselves is really hard. And all of those things that used to give us meaning and be a stabilizing force for us may not work anymore. And for me, all of these themes hit pretty hard as I'm kind of navigating that transition into middle age with varying degrees of success. I was particularly attracted to a song like New Perspective, with the idea of returning home after spending time away and seeing your home, seeing your hometown as it really is, as it truly is, warts and all, and realizing that the people who never left may resent you for that new perspective. Or the closing track, The View Between Villages, which paints this picture of an idea that I've been struggling with lately but haven't been able to find words for. Is that painful nostalgia of thinking back to when you were 17 and life seemed so simple. You had reasons to be optimistic, but told from the point of view of somebody who has lived beyond that and has life experience beyond that and has come to realize that you're probably never going to feel that way again. You're never going to be optimistic like that. And life's not going to be that simple, ever. And then songs like Come Over or Strawberry Wine explore themes of the transitions in our relationships as we get older. And Orange Juice takes a look at the impact of substance abuse used as a crutch for helping us get through those times. I just think Noah Kahan's real strength is his ability to write just devastating, honest and candid lyrics about topics that, we all feel, but we don't hear too many people talking about or writing songs about. It's as gut-wrenching as it is refreshing. It's poetic and beautiful, even if it makes you want to just curl up in a ball under your blankets on your bed. On the musical side, I came into it expecting kind of the usual indie folk stomp clap sort of thing. And while I don't think there was anything quite that stereotypical here, some of those tropes do come through at different times. The banjo layered over an acoustic guitar with maybe a mandolin thrown in, the gang vocals on Everywhere, Everything, the root note bass and the kick drum riding the quarter notes on All My Love or Northern Attitude. But I don't think it would be fair to characterize this album as just indie folk, just that. You get good rock arrangements on a song like Homesick or stripped down acoustics on Still. You get some really nice country guitar leads thrown in there, and even some pop sentiments on a song like She Calls Me Back. And the production is respectable as well. I think there are plenty of layers of sound to listen into and reward re-listening, though I do think there could be a little more separation between the instruments at different times. Some things started to sound a little muddy at different points, particularly the bass. But that said, it is a remarkably cohesive album. There's a fair bit of stylistic experimentation with elements of country and rock and pop all mixed in, but always coming back to that home base of an indie folk sound. There's enough variation and playing with different sounds that it doesn't get boring, but it also doesn't wander so far away from its core identity that it feels like it's inconsistent or jumping all over the place. I've always found that's a really hard line to walk, so it's something that I really credit this album with. I find myself either getting bored with an album halfway through or feeling like I have whiplash because it's jumping all around. But with this album, Noah Kahan's ability to really walk that line makes it feel fresh and interesting. It has its home base, but it's not afraid to wander a bit. Eventually it'll come home again, but it'll do that in its own unique way, which just so perfectly fits the vibe and theme of the album itself. I think the biggest thing I can say about this album, though, is that for me, it's been a grower, not a shower. My first listen to the album was pleasant. I enjoyed it. I liked it, but It's really sunk its claws in over the last couple of weeks after multiple re-listens. To me, it's not an album that's going to knock you out with one punch. It's not a crashing wave. It's a slowly rising tide that eventually will just envelop you. And for me, that's exactly what I want. I've heard plenty of albums that knock my socks off the first time I listen to it, but don't hold up over time. This is the exact opposite of that. And for me, that's the recipe for forming a significant, strong bond to an album that lasts. So I'm super excited to see where I am with this album a year from now. In the end, I gave this album an 8.5 out of 10. Highly recommend it. Really enjoyed this one. Look at that. Made it under 5 minutes. I'd love to know what you thought of this album though. Did it knock your socks off, or was it a slow grower for you like it was for me? Leave a comment and let me know. And again, if you want to check out my full first listen reaction video to the entire album, you can find that over on my Patreon. The link is down in the description. But for now, I so appreciate you being here and sticking around to the end. If you liked this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up, maybe share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. And until next time, I'm Kyle, and this is Hendy Creek. Music was everything to me growing up, but somehow life got in the way, and for 15 years I barely listened to anything new. Now I'm 40 and I'm diving back in, one song, one album at a time, and sharing that journey with you. Welcome to Hendy Creek.